The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Justin Fields gave his first interview as a New York Jet. You will hear from Justin Fields as he explained why he signed with the Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. A Friday raffle winners to be announced. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby. Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go. Here on a Friday. Big thank you to the Asmaniacs who appeared at the March Madness watch party I did at Vanderbilt Markets yesterday. Thanks to Rich Samini for showing up with his son. That was unexpected. Nice to hang out with Rich for a little while. Appreciate everyone who showed up. And, of course, the next big event we have for every Asmaniac is our draft party. So make sure if you haven't, you get your ticket secured. It is linked in the description, the RSVP link, to lock in your spot. Also, we are on both Apple Podcast and Spotify. So if you want to listen to the show on the go, there's a way to do it. You just type in Jake Asman Show on either platform, and you will see for yourself how to listen to the show in audio form. It's the same show you're watching right now. It's just in audio form to make it easy to Bluetooth, take it on the go in your car, on the subway, the train, etc. All right. Before we bring on our guest, we're going to be joined by Nick Faria, Jets beat reporter, to talk about the state of the Jets, plus hear from Justin Fields. As promised, it is time to announce the winners of this week's ASMANIAC Raffle. We're giving away 5 prizes: the signed Don Maynard jersey, the signed Garrett Wilson helmet, the signed Wayne Corbett helmet, and the signed Brandon Marshall jersey. But wait, there's more. How about a signed Jericho Cotchery jersey? So 5 total prizes. We will keep the raffles rolling as you guys continue to support this channel and make it all possible. So here's how this works. On my screen are every single person that entered the raffle, either by a super chat or by gifting the requisite membership allotment. And here's how this works. I got a little wheel of everyone who's been entered in this contest of champions. And we're going to spin the wheel. And whoever it lands on is the winner. Are we clear? So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's announce our grand prize winner, the signed Don Maynard jersey. And the winner of our top prize is, let's spin the wheel and find out, baby. Here we go. The winner is Rat Diddy. How about it? Rat Diddy, who won an item last week in the ASMANIAC Raffle, is taking home the top prize, the Hall of Fame Don Maynard jersey. Rat, congratulations. We'll make sure we get that out to you. All right, here we go. We're not done. We still got 4 more prizes. Spin the wheel, prize number 2. Also, I do agree with Larry Romano's comment. This bit does need music. Gator, give me some game show music that is not copyrighted for next week. Here we go. The winner is Bo C. Congrats to Bo C. He had a ton of memberships in there. And guess what, Bo? You're coming away with a signed Garrett Wilson helmet. So that is awesome. Well-deserved. Congrats to Bo. All right, let's keep going here. Our next prize that we're going to be raffling away is a signed Wayne Corbett helmet. Here we go. It's spinning. It's happening. Dun, dun, dun. The winner is Bo C. Well, I'll tell you what, he can't win twice. But the problem was when I entered all the names in Chat GBT, some of them have Bo C period and then just Bo C. So Bo, I apologize, but you can't win twice. But you are a winner. So once again, let's do the Wheel of Champions for another time. This is still for the Wayne Corbett helmet. And the winner is Jorge Perez, winning the signed Wayne Corbett helmet. That's awesome, Jorge. Congratulations. Let's continue now. We got prize number 4 to give away, the signed Brandon Marshall jersey, and the winner is dun dun dun. The winner is Mother Effin' Chew. Chew, congratulations. Shoot me an email with your actual name, because I can't put Mother Effin' Chew at the post office, and your address, and we will get that sent out this week for you. And then finally, one more prize. This is the Jericho Cotry jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, our final winner is dun dun dun, Chino Gary. Chino, congratulations. I don't think I have your info. I'm not sure if you're on Patreon or Discord. So shoot me an email, asmanjake@gmail.com. It's in the description if you forget, and we will make sure that you get that prize. Thanks to everyone who participated. Congrats to all our winners. Before we bring on Nick Faria to talk all things Jets, why don't we announce some of the top prizes for next week's ASMANIAC Raffle? Our theme for next week is 2010 New York Jets. And our top prize in next week's raffle is a signed helmet by Pro Football Hall of Famer and Jet legend Darrelle Revis. So, signed Revis helmet starts us off. Prize number 2 next week, signed Rex Ryan helmet. More prizes to be announced based on the amount of raffle entries that we get. So, congrats to our winners, and we're on to next week. Revis helmet, Rex Ryan signed helmet to get us going. Let's say hello right now to our dear friend. He joins us every week. Jets reporter Nick Faria is on the show. Nick, happy Friday, man.
Happy Friday, Jake. Great to be back on.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nick, we got a lot to talk about, including the first public comments that were made by the new starting quarterback of the New York Jets. This was Justin Fields with Ethan Greenberg, who works for the Jets media team, in an interview that was posted yesterday. Here's Fields being asked a bunch of questions and given some unique answers on why he chose to sign with the Jets.
Here with the Jets' newest quarterback, Justin Fields, why were the New York Jets the right place for you to continue your career?
Yeah, I think one, Coach Glenn.
All right, so that's Justin Fields. He's saying that he signed with the Jets in large part because of Aaron Glenn. Now, it is worth noting, it's easy to say, well, the Jets gave him $30 million guaranteed. According to Jeremy Fowler, the Steelers made a similar offer, a competitive offer, if you believe Fowler, who's usually pretty good with his reporting for ESPN. So Aaron Glenn, according to Justin Fields, a major reason why he signed with the team. Nick, your thoughts on those comments from Justin Fields?
Couple two-pronged things. First off, it's all about the culture. Aaron Glenn early on, and again, we can only state what we have seen through the eyes of the offseason. We are not going to know if he is the right man for the job once the games start being played. But the big focus for the Jets is the culture. We're changing and finally getting this culture on the right path. You are seeing the early standpoints, the early examples that have been put in, that Glenn has done a remarkable job at just getting the right people in the building. Second thing is, yes, Jeremy Fowler reported that the Steelers offered a very similar, if not the same deal for Justin Fields. But if you are a young quarterback like Fields, he's 26 years old. He's trying to get back into the starting lineup. He's trying to prove that he is not a first-round bust that many people peg him as, that I peg him as, because of his failures with the Chicago Bears and with the Pittsburgh Steelers. You want to be able to play right away, and you want to have some semblance of stability in that you're not going to be replaced. With the Pittsburgh Steelers last year, Justin Fields went 4-2 as a starter. By most counts, most teams are going to say, hey, we're 4-2, we're winning football games, we'll keep you in the lineup. Pittsburgh didn't do that. They wanted to go with Russell Wilson. They had a quote-unquote quarterback competition, but even when Kenny Pickett was there on the team last offseason, they had told him, when they signed Russell Wilson, that it would be Russell Wilson that would be the QB1, have sort of a leg up in that quarterback battle. So there wasn't really any fair shot for Justin Fields to be able to compete for a starting roster spot with the Pittsburgh Steelers. With the Jets, it's a different story. You're competing with who? Tyrod Taylor, maybe a first-round rookie, maybe a mid-round rookie. It's very hard to sit there and say that Justin Fields would lose a quarterback competition so early, particularly when he's making around $20 million a year annual average. So this was a no-brainer for Justin Fields. He gets the opportunity to start. He gets the opportunity to have a stable starting spot. He's not going to get benched for Tyrod Taylor, and they're going to roll with Tyrod the rest of the way. I don't think that's going to happen. They're going to roll and see what they have in this bridge quarterback. And again, it's about the culture. He wanted to come here. He could have stayed in Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh's culture is pretty solid as well. But Pittsburgh could not guarantee that he would see the field at all this year. And that, along with many other reasons, why Justin Fields is a New York Jet.
Justin Fields said that he feels like he has untapped potential that he is yet to reach. I think it's the biggest reason why the Jets signed him, because
100%.
he can at least be competent while he's maybe figuring out how to tap into that potential. We know he has an elite trait that not many, if any, have ever had, his ability to run with the football in his hands. He's a guy that had 1,100 yards rushing as a quarterback. So to me, the biggest question with Fields is not really him. It's the coaching staff around him. I don't know what Tanner Engstrand is as an offensive coordinator. I think so much of what they do offensively this year, we're going to talk about whether or not they're getting good play calling and, utilizing the skill set that Fields does have.
Well, look, I'll sit there and say this. Yes, Tanner Engstrand has a lot to prove in his first year at the helm of the OC position. Justin Fields hasn't really shown that he can be a consistent, competent passer either. So he has a lot to prove on that end as well. What he'll end up doing for the Jets is, even at his worst, he's going to put butts in the seats. He's going to make exciting plays. And it may be an exciting play after 3 consecutive throws that go nowhere near a receiver. We have no idea. We've seen some progression of improvement, but is that enough to say he can be a starting quarterback in the National Football League? We just don't know right now. So in fairness to the coaching staff, yes, they absolutely have a lot to prove. This is a very inexperienced staff, particularly on offense. But you're going out and taking a quarterback and you're signing a quarterback and hoping that what happened to Sam Darnold, what happened to Geno Smith, what happened to Baker Mayfield happens to Justin Fields. It's not impossible, but he himself has to show that he can be a competent quarterback who can win in the pocket like every other signal caller out there.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. We announced the winners of our 19th weekly raffle right at the start of the show. I've already heard from one of the winners. Chino just sent me an email with his information. He won the signed Jericho Country jersey, so we will send that out to you, Chino, perhaps even later today if I get some time to run over to the post office. Shout out to Bo C. He won a prize. Bo C won the signed Garrett Wilson helmet and is immediately gifting once again. He is in the next ASMANIAC Raffle for 10.
It's the ASMANIAC Membership Raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
Here we go. 10 memberships that have been gifted from Bo C. Michael F. Raymond Santiago. Is that the Raymond Santiago, the producer of the DiPietro and Rothenberg show? 3 siblings J. Jaden D'Angelo. Dixon Yas, Jorge Marino, Christian Bainbridge, Dylan Terriman, a good friend of the show, weekly guest in the offseason, Justin 79, and the Pot Stirrer, NY Jets Florida Ted, all receiving channel memberships. Give a shout out to Dorian, who just signed up to become a member to get a raffle entry. And how about this? Indy Jets, who's coming to the draft party, just gifted 5, count it, 5 channel memberships.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
These are from Indy. You thank him for his service. He is in the raffle for 5, and he just gifted 5 memberships. Kyle Clifton getting 1, Jetta Buttercup, Zoink Nation, Delusional Jet Fan, all receiving memberships there, and JM2 as well. So thank you very much to Indy. If you tuned in late, here are the top 2 prizes in our next raffle. It's 2010 Jets themed. Signed Darrelle Revis helmet. Signed Rex Ryan helmet. That's how we're starting off next week's raffle. Nick, when it comes to the moves the Jets have made this offseason, the longer we go where they don't add a legitimate weapon, do you believe that significantly increases the possibility of them going weapon at 7?
I don't know if it increases the odds. I think all it does is increase the odds that Alan Lazard is still on the team next year. Again, it depends on who you fall in love with at a particular position. I got to be honest. I wrote an article about this yesterday. I stand by it. I don't think tight end is probably the position you want to draft with the 7th overall pick, particularly in a deep class like this. The focus should be on the trenches, always on the trenches if you have a need. They have a need at right tackle. They have a need at defensive tackle. Solidifying those two position groups are going to be extremely important. I think if you're the Jets and you're looking at a position to go after, it's definitely along the offensive line. Now, I say that, but if they fall in love with Ted, if they fall in love with another receiver in this draft, and they feel they cannot trade back and have to take them, that's a completely different story. I think Tet would be a very solid option at 7. Do I think that he's a great receiver or as good a receiver as Malik Neighbors was last year when he was taken 6th? Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying. But in terms of overall position value and where you take him in the draft, it's trenches or receiver at 7 outside of the tight end position. I wouldn't touch the tight end position at all.
I can't believe you're not a Warren whisperer.
Listen, I'm not saying he's a bad player. That's not what I'm saying. He's going to be a first-round pick. Colston Loveland is going to be a first-round pick. But when we talk about value, the value of the tight end position is not as important as the right tackle or a receiver or a defensive tackle, particularly in the modern NFL. The Jets need to solidify those 3 positions before they even think about focusing tight end in the first round. And I will say that does not preclude them, that does not stop them from drafting a tight end in this draft class. This is one of the deepest draft classes for tight ends in NFL history. You're going to get a starting caliber player in the 2nd or 3rd round that you can rely on. There's no reason to push the tackle or receiver question into the 2nd or 3rd round when you can get the top guy available at 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, South Philly is in the ASMANIAC Raffle for 5.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, man.
And he has a chance to win a signed Rex Ryan helmet as one of our top prizes in next week's raffle. LD Caesar, Extinguish the Guilt, Freddie McKnight, Astro is Off the Chain, and Cactus Johnny all receiving channel memberships. Before we get to a couple super chats and continue the conversation with Nick Faria, it is time for ASMANIAC Madness. March Madness tipped off yesterday, but let's be real, it does not even compare to ASMANIAC Madness as we make our way through the Train Region opening round. Today on the show, Philly Noodles versus Doug on the couch, and then in the afternoon, V-Man versus Charlie the Dog Groomer. That wraps up the round of 64. And guess what? We'll be starting the round of 32 tomorrow on the show, the same day the actual round of 32 starts in the NCAA tournament. So here's the matchup. You'll see it on the screen. It is Philly Noodles, Doug on the couch. Vote, vote, vote to determine who wins. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hand things over to Jim Nash.
It's time for ASMANIAC Madness. Who will cut the nets down as the top ASMANIAC for 2025? Some of you don't even care, but we do. Let's get to it.
Nick, they call it the greatest tournament in sports for a reason, and man, have we seen it so far with some of these matchups.
Absolutely. Listen, I just want to know, how did Ricky do?
Oh, how did Ricky do? Ricky easily cruised to the round of 32 with a win over Dark Knight Steve. Tough one for Ricky, though, playing a guy that many think could win the whole thing in the 5-4 next round. Ricky versus Mikey Midnight.
I'm taking Ricky 100% all the way. He's gonna roll through the Midnight family. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, man. Comments, questions, super chats should cut the line. They always will. Bino wrote in, Jacob, if I win the raffle, I'm forwarding my prize to Dave Briga. How about that? Bino, very nice of you. I hope you win the raffle. Yeah, we have another one coming up. Make sure you get in. Sean writes in, Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson will light it up this year. Can't wait. I mean, you hope. There's no guarantee.
It's, again, if Justin Fields improves as a passer, this absolutely can happen. And the Jets can really excite fans and put butts in the seats with an offense that finally has some big playability. But that's a big and tall order that you're going to have to figure out, because Justin Fields has not shown the ability to be able to be a competent quarterback in this league. This isn't to say that he can't do it, but he's got to show that first. He improved a little bit in Pittsburgh, but there's a reason why he was benched in the first place. It was because the offense was being stagnant. They averaged, under 20 points per game with Justin Fields at quarterback, 3 points better with Russell Wilson. That's not a massive difference, but it kind of shows exactly where Pittsburgh was last season. They just didn't pick the right quarterbacks, as opposed to, they were a little bit better with Russell Wilson instead of Justin Fields.
Man with a rake with a super chat. Chicago is where quarterbacks go to die. He's better than you think. Run option. I got news for you. If you paid attention to the Jets' history, we could argue that that's where quarterbacks go to die as well.
That we're not talking about the two teams that understand how to locate and develop quarterbacks here.
I mean, last I checked, I just watched Sam Darnold and Geno Smith resurrect their careers elsewhere after failing with the Jets.
Jake, the Jets have a 4,000-yard passer in their career. At least that's the case. Chicago's still looking for it. That's still ridiculous.
They do, but that also happened in 1967, Nick.
I can't help you there. I tried.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Peter Castro says, no negativity on this show, Nick.
Well, it's not about negativity. It's about being realistic. And again, I'm not saying that Justin Fields is going to be a bad pick. I think he was the best option available for the Jets if they didn't fall in love with any of the quarterbacks in this draft class. But that doesn't mean that the expectation is going to be 10 wins and a playoff berth. He has to show that he can be a competent quarterback in the pocket. He is going to have some exciting plays. He is going to run and create some exciting moments for the Jets offense this season. Can he put it all together as a passer? That's the big question.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Faria, Jets beat reporter, is on with us here in his weekly spot. Make sure you guys read Nick's work with Athlon Sports and follow Nick on Twitter. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Another reminder to those who want in on the raffle. If you join the Patreon for the year, you'll get 10 raffle entries included with your membership plus. If you do it for the year, you're saving 15% as well. So just another incentive to join the Patreon and get in our Discord, get your name in the intro, all the bonus perks we offer with a Patreon membership. Taking a look at the scoreboard here early on in ASMANIAC Madness. Let's see who's up. No one's up. It is 50-50 right now. We got a tight one. Finally, we've had a lot of blowouts lately, but we got a tight one here in ASMANIAC Madness. So let's open up the phone lines. We'll get to your calls, plus more of your questions on the draft. Nick, before we do that, though, give us a thought or two on some of the speculation that is out there that, hey, the Jets are still interested in Jackson Dart, and they could maybe take him. And Todd McShay is floating out there. The Jets is a team to watch at 7 for Dart. What do you make of all that?
I think it's more of a smokescreen than anything else to try and get a team to sort of bite, potentially to trade up, maybe a team in the 20s that is looking for a quarterback, maybe a team with an early second-round pick that is trying to get back into the first. I don't feel that there's a quarterback in this class that you should fall in love with and say, this is the guy we want to build. However, it's not my opinion that carries the day. If the Jets look and say, hey, we really like Jackson Dart, but maybe not at 7. Let's trade back and see if we can get them. That works perfectly fine. If they go out and say, we have to make sure we come out of this draft with Jackson Dart, then you do what the Denver Broncos did. Denver drafted Bo Nix in what everyone at the time was considering a reach. And the only reason they did it was because Michael Penix was taken at 8 to the Atlanta Falcons. That Penix pick by Atlanta had Denver panicking because they were hoping that they'd be able to wait until the second round to take Bo Nix. The fact that they didn't, they said, screw it, let's just get our quarterback now in the first round. We really like him. This is the pick. Let's do it now. This won't be a reach by the end of next season. And it turned out to be Denver was exactly right. If the Jets fall in love with a guy, you have to get him immediately. Even if it's at 7, if you trade back, whatever, it doesn't matter. Get the quarterback. Get your guy if you fall in love with him. Now, I will say, I don't think they are. I still, gun to my head, we're still a month out, so there's plenty of time for me to be proven wrong. But I think the Jets want to do what the Los Angeles Chargers did last season and say, we need to improve our trenches before we even think about drafting our quarterback of the future, the savior of the franchise. Let's run with this stopgap in Justin Fields, go with what we have, develop the offensive line, and have an offense ready to go for when we do draft the quarterback. He's in the perfect situation needed.
I hope the reported interest in Dart is, as you're saying, an attempt to get a team to call up the Jets and say, hey, let's make a deal. Or trade in front of the Jets to take Dart, which then pushes essentially another good player there at 7.
Right. And that happens all the time. It happens all the time. I mean, Philadelphia 2021 was really interested in trading up for Zach Wilson. There was a lot of smoke there. Then they ended up trading back with the 6th overall pick. They traded out, and then they traded back up for Devontae Smith. There are smoke screens everywhere. We have no idea what's true and what's not. We're still a month out. It's time to be patient. It's time to just relax and let the plan play out. The Jets have had a solid offseason. They've had a solid first wave of free agency. It's not over. They're going to have to figure out extensions for Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner. I'm a little surprised they've kind of waited this long to get some of these deals done because the market just keeps increasing and increasing and increasing. But as things stand right now, where the Jets are, the focus should be on the trenches more than anything else.
Breaking sports news on the Jake Asman Show.
Doug on the couch is alive. He has gifted a channel membership. Doug, who's competing right now, has gifted a channel membership to J-Boy. So he is in the raffle for 1. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a tight matchup in ASMANIAC Madness. I'm seeing 50-50 with 183 votes that have been cast. If you're watching live, click the like button. More importantly, make sure you're subscribed to this channel as we start taking some calls right here, right now. And first up today is a man in action in this tournament, the number 7 seed, Philly Noodles. Philly, how you feeling?
What's going on? This is a tight one, huh? Okay, so I see classic fans are coming out. The classic fans are coming out voting Doug. I understand if you've been misled from Doug on his couch to be voting for somebody who never appears, but it's okay. I have a plan. I don't want to take too much of your time. You got Faria on for now, so you can always come back to me without a doubt. I don't know if Doug wants to be on the screen when this comes out here, but we got time.
Well, Philly, I tell you what, the longer you wait, I mean, people might have already casted their vote for Doug, so you got to make sure you win them over right here, right now.
Let's get ready, Faria. I'm sorry, buddy. I know you got plenty of things. So let's get to that board here. Let's start off here. Let's go with Philly Noodles versus. Can you even read that? Like, it's a guy like, what does that say? Doug from the couch, right? This is my salient points coming across here. We got Noodles always calls more often than him. We got Noodles bringing conflicting and non-conflicting.
We got Noodles getting a business call.
Well, that's got to wait. That's got to wait, okay? This is real business real quick. So non-conflicting takes. We need those takes. We need hot and cold takes from Philly because who else is going to deliver that with Jake? Besides JJ and Allen. So we got where's Jake Asman show gear? First of all, come on, man. Does Doug even know that it exists? Does he know the internet exists beyond your show from his couch? We don't know. Then we go Noodles. His name is Jet. I have a dog named Jet. This is beyond love for the Jets, And here we go. Noodles. Food that everyone loves. Who doesn't love a good noodle when you're hungry? And let's just keep this going further. Again, I don't know where Doug's at. If he wants to participate, have a conversation, but let's get into it. Here's the evidence. Here's picture number 1. Look at Doug. Doug, look at you, Doug.
Time out.
What are we doing?
Time out, folks.
What are we doing here? That's not the real Doug.
Yes,
that's not funny. That's not funny.
It's not about the quantity of calls. It's about the quality of calls, and mine are top quality. I'm a long-time OG ASMANIAC. Quality over quantity, my friend. Quality.
I hear that, right? That would make sense.
Well,
if this was
you,
you,
obviously that quality.
But that's not you, buddy. You're an imitator. You're an imitator. Impersonating a real funny Doug. That's not you.
That's me. Quality.
That's not you. You're not a real funny Doug.
Calls. The slander is crazy right now. The slander's coming from Philly. I liked it. Not anymore. The slander's crazy. My calls are top-notch calls. I don't call in a lot because I got things to figure out. I got shit going on outside of the ASMANIAC land. I love the ASMANIAC stuff. I'm broke. If I wasn't broke, I'd buy an ASMANIAC shirt. It comes down to not having a lot of money. But
I'm broke too, bro. I pay child support. My child support is more than most people's mortgage. I swear to God, in the state I live in.
Quality takes, quality arguments.
You have quality takes. I haven't heard your takes, buddy. It's been a minute.
You haven't heard of them. They're not quality. I'm sorry, you can't. I don't know any. I never heard of you before, Philly Noodles. This is the first time I'm ever hearing about you.
Oh, this is crazy. I've been around for over almost 2 years now. Everybody knows about me. I just had an argument. I just had an argument with Jake that lit up the Asmaniac fandom. First off, let's get back to this real quick. You see this? This is the real Doug that we can trust. This is a real Doug from a couch. You saw that you stole another impersonation here. This is Doug Heffernan from a couch, the King of Queens. I see what you're doing here. You're impersonating Dougs.
Nope.
You are a Doug, but not the real Doug. These are real Dougs.
I was born
real
before
Jets Dougs.
And you want to know how much of I'm more of a Jets fan. I was a Jets fan born in Boston. It's harder to be that. It's harder to be that. People say I'm a bandwagon. I'm not. I'm a Jets fan who was born in Boston. I grew up with Patriots fans. I get shit from Patriots fan all the time, and I fight in their face about it all the time. My greatest moment as a Jets fan was the 2010 AFC divisional game when I got to rub it in my parents' face that the Jets beat the Patriots, crushed their dreams. I endure a lot of this. I take it all. If I had the money, I'd give as many Asmania memberships as I could, and I'd buy as many Asmaniac items as I could.
The money has nothing to do with it. The money has nothing to do with it. I'm just talking about just the name, the Doug on the couch. That's Doug Heffernan. That's the real Doug from the couch.
I know who Doug Heffernan is, but I'm better than Doug Heffernan because I call in. He's never called in.
You can't say you're better than Doug Heffernan, bro. That's King of Queens, man. That's a different thing. Come on, you're Kevin James. That's Kevin James, bro. Let's not do that here. You know what I mean? That's slander. That's slander. Kevin James is here. You might have to have a UFC fight for that one.
You have to call Kevin James then.
Listen, and let me tell you something. I'm a Jets fan, and I had to overcome Giants fans in my house. You know what that is like?
Patriots is worse. Jets Patriots.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be the best of the bunch? You get to pick the ones that make the show walk.
Nick, what'd you think of that battle there? I don't know if either candidate helped their chances. It's now 51-49, Philly Noodles trailing Doug. So Doug has a slight lead after that. They were 50-50 going in.
Well, my question is, I think Doug's a little bit misleading here because he was on the bed. If he's going to call in, he's got to be on the couch if he's Doug on the couch. That would be my initial thought process. I like the chart, the graphs and charts that Philly Noodles had. I'm a little partial to him in terms of that, but I got to be honest. Philly Noodles came in and wanted to essentially throw down, and Doug came in essentially guns blazing. I got to respect that. I think Doug kind of helped himself out there on that call.
You know what? There was a lot of points made on both sides that I wasn't sure where we were going. Doug not being able to afford to buy a T-shirt, just a lot happening there.
My thing is, I actually do appreciate Doug's response to being a Jets fan from Massachusetts because I'm an Eagles fan from Rhode Island, and Patriot fans are the absolute worst on the planet. Like, it is just, they are awful. So I have a little bit more appreciation maybe for Doug in that retrospect as well. Maybe that's why I voted for him. I don't know.
Well, Doug, I'll tell you what, win or lose, I'm sending you a T-shirt after the show. So email me your address, and it's on me. Metro Funny actually just sent a $50 super chat. Goes for Doug on the couch. Well, guess what? Metro Funny and I are co-sponsoring sending Doug on the couch an Asmaniac Jake Asman Show T-shirt. So thank you very much, Metro Funny. We'll get you in the raffle for 10 with this donation here.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
And speaking of the 2010 Jets, reminder, if you tuned in late, we did announce the Raffle 19 winners. This is Raffle 20. Signed Rex helmet, signed Revis helmet, our top two prizes for next week's Asmaniac Raffle. If you're not on Patreon or Discord, check there because that's where I posted who the winners were. But we go back to the top of the show if you missed it live. Bo writes in for my guy, Philly Noodles. Oh, baby. Back-to-back dueling $50 super chats. Bo, a believer in Philly Noodles. And Bo, I got news for you. We're going to make sure we get your raffle prize out ASAP. Just shoot me an email with the address. Jet Carpetbagger with a $20 super chat. This counts for 5 raffle entries. Watch both Justin Fields and Zach Wilson in college. Always thought Justin Fields should have gone second over Zach Wilson. JF resilient. Watch the 2021 championship game versus Bama. Fields resilient despite the hits. Contrast Zach Wilson's Coastal Carolina game. Zach Wilson shaken after first sack. There were some who thought Fields was the better prospect, so that's fine. But I don't know if any of that matters at this point now. Like Fields is going into what, his 5th year in the league now? Like he's on his 3rd team in 3 years. Like this is his last chance to be the starter, you know?
They all stink. Like, let's be honest here. The 2021 draft class is one of the most disappointing in NFL history. You have Trevor Lawrence, who I thought was coming out as a better quarterback prospect than we have seen from a rookie since Andrew Luck. I thought he was the second coming, and he has been wildly disappointed. Then you have Zach Wilson and Justin Fields and Trey Lance and all these guys, and they all stink. They haven't shown anything. They haven't shown the ability to be competent quarterbacks. Now, we could say, well, they all joined places that didn't really allow them to develop the right way outside of maybe Trey Lance because he was given patience and he just couldn't do anything for it. They haven't proven anything. Whether you like this person or not coming out of college to me is irrelevant because they all haven't shown they were good.
Tough to argue with that. Larry Romano writes in, Doug's parents suck. Well, you know what? They are Patriot fans, so there might be something to that.
I'd love the story to hear. What made him be a Jets fan in a Patriots household during the dynasty? I assume Doug was born during the dynasty run. So what made him essentially become a Jets fan? That's a question that I want answered.
Dave Briga writes in, Nick providing ASMANIAC political analysis. Dave, I'm curious, who are you voting for in this matchup? I thought you might go Doug because you respect an OG caller like Doug, but after Doug was crying poverty, we know Dave Briga wants all ASMANIACs to get off their lazy ass and get a job. So I just don't know what side of the aisle Briga's on now, Dave. Did you cast your vote? And if so, who was it for? Tell us after I play this.
He thinks that Charles and Bobby need to get a job. This cowboy hates to see ASMANIACs complain. What he call him, one punch Briga. You need to get a job. What he call him, one punch Briga. The beast is on his ass. Call him one punch Briga. Has anyone seen Bean Mac? Call him one punch Briga. He'll only need one.
I want to know, who did Dave Briga endorse?
Better and better.
Oh, yeah, just the Briga one's an all-timer. There's no doubt about that. People have been making a lot of Dave Briga jokes in the chat, such as Bino saying Briga got a perfect score on his SATs simply by writing Briga for every answer. Oh, man. All right, let's get to more of your calls, shall we? Let's say hello to a guy who will be competing this afternoon, the final matchup in our round of 64. It took a while to get there, but we're on to the round of 32 tomorrow. Once we wrap up our final matchup, V-Man versus Charlie the Dog Groomer. So joining us on the line right now is, in fact, the number 2 seed in our Tournament of Champions.
It's time for V-Man to talk about Puerto Rico and his Puerto Rican roots.
Hello, V-Man.
What's up, Jay? How you doing, Nick?
How you doing?
Are you awake, V-Man?
No,
Did you remember you go today?
I'm awake.
Good.
What? I'm awake. Honestly, I was listening to the interview. I do think, I like what, I would feel. I do think, he chose here because I agree with the sentiment that, he likes Aaron Glenn. I agree with, the sentiment of that, I'm also looking forward to my matchup today. It's going to be interesting to see how. I'd say I'm fairly confident.
So, some are speculating that you could sleep your way to victory.
No, I think maybe we'll see. We'll see. I'm like I said, it's going to be an interesting matchup.
I say,
may the best man win.
What's your strategy, V-Man? Are you going to show up passed out? Are you going to go in the kitchen like old times and cook something? Are you going to go back to your traditional room and give us one of those calls?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll do something. Maybe I'll just be in my room with a drink.
You going to drink some coquito?
No, I don't have it. I don't. It's out of season. Maybe I'll just drink some rum.
I see.
But no, like I said,
you gonna pull a Charles Gorman and wipe your ass on the air? Probably not, right?
No, I have no. That's not my style. It's not my style.
Okay.
But no, like I said, I'm looking with Fields. I agree. It's most likely a stopgap. But I think, like I said, I think he just chose the situation because I think he just I think he just likes the situation better. Well, the Jets obviously have better offensive line. He knows the playmaker. He knows Wilson. He knows Rutgers. I think, playing against a guy, obviously playing against Aaron Glenn, he knows the intensity that Aaron Glenn brings. And I think part is maybe just the Steelers giving up on him. Maybe kind of sent like a message.
Speaking of messages, do you think Gorman was ripping you off with his controversy the other day? Because you had the original call from the toilet.
I'm not going to comment.
Okay. Now, you did think Gorman was wiping when you saw it live, though, right?
I'd say I'm fairly certain he was.
Yeah. Well, he admitted it. I just was curious in real time. Did you think that's what was happening?
Yeah. I think he was probably doing that.
Gotcha. All right, B-Man. Well, good luck this afternoon, all right? A lot of people, I think, are in your corner.
Well, like I said, may the best man win.
Okay.
That's the end of this V-Man call. Time for him to get back to pooping.
NYJ Maddie says, V-Man with the guitar. Yeah, that could be a nice little throwback. I mean, V-Man's got options, man. What I've learned from this tournament is if you've been an OG caller, you have a built-in advantage. It's been tough for some of the newer callers to go far in this tournament. The OGs have done very well.
Listen, it's going to be interesting. I still think Ricky is going to roll. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people.
I love your passion for Ricky NY. I really do.
I love him, man. He's great.
Indy Jets says Philly Noodles is the only correct vote. Yeah, the two anti-Aaron Rodgers guys banding together. Love that. Aria Sheikin says, Doug being in a Pats family, choosing the Jets during a dynasty, confirmed Doug hates winning. Yeah, Doug just wants to be miserable, clearly.
Now that's an interesting take. So is he just choosing to always be, to always lose? That's an interesting side of this coin here.
I have some breaking news. Dave Briga has weighed in. He says, Jake, I'm still deciding. Doug, a long-timer and anti-Pats, stand good, but he's still looking for full-time employment.
Yeah, so am I. It ain't any big difference here. Let's be honest. This market's terrible.
Yes, but to be fair, you have jobs. You're just looking for a full-time one.
Very
right now.
true. Very true.
We have some Asmaniacs that have basically been out of work for years, but they keep saying they're looking for work. But there's some people in the audience like Dave Briga who's skeptical.
My wife would not allow that.
Doug is written in. Job market is ass.
Agreed.
Yeah. Speaking of ass, Nick, your thoughts on the Charles Gorman controversy? Look at the top or the bottom left of your screen and give us your thoughts.
Charles, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just working my ass right now.
Okay, that's fine.
These calls, man. These calls. This
the great wipeout.
This is the first time I'm seeing Wipegate, Wipeout, whatever one you want to call it.
Assgate. Yeah, we've had a lot of names.
Oh God.
Do you think it helps or hurts his chances in the tournament? That's what we're.
No, I think it helps. I think it helps.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna be talking about him. It's gonna be that kind of thing.
Tough to argue with that one. Hit the like button if you just tuned in. We're taking more memberships. 2010 Jets team this week. My favorite Jets team of my lifetime. Revis helmet, top prize. Rex Ryan helmet, second place prize. More prizes to be announced the more memberships we get, because then I can figure out what I have in the budget for the raffle this week. All right. This one is from South Philly. When Briga crosses the road, vehicles look both ways. Boomtown says the Infinity Stones are just kidney stones. Dave Briga passed through his system.
Jesus Christ.
Alan has weighed in. Bobby Midnight doesn't have a pot to piss in, and he doesn't cry poverty. Joke. Alan very anti Doug on the couch, which probably will help Doug on the couch. That's probably a good thing.
Which ranking is Alan again?
Alan's been eliminated. He was a 3 seed, and he got defeated.
He was a 3 and got eliminated. Wow. Who was the one that beat him?
Jets Johnny took him down, the number 14 seed.
Wow. I think that might have been a campaign of we got to get this guy off this market as soon as possible. That's surprising to me.
Well, we've seen that the two callers that people despise the most in the history of the show, Alan and Beastbreaker, both went down in the opening round. Now, I'll say this, though. When it comes to Beast, I believe what really hurt Beast was his internet, which we seemingly have solved. We have figured out how to get him decent connection. So I think if he had better connection, I don't know if he would have been defeated.
See, that's what my worry is with Ricky, because his internet is always shoddy, always a little difficult. But I love his nuanced takes. He's always even keel. I think that's probably the best part of it. It's not any nonsense like you need to wipe your ass. He's not farting in the middle of a stream. He just wants to talk ball, and I appreciate that.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's check in with someone that we just mentioned by name. The Beast is here. Beast, you're up next. Beast? Beast, you up? Sounds like he's sleeping. Beast? You like his new microphone, though, Nick? The Buffalo Jet fan mic.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good.
Hey, Beast, wake up, bud. Hey, everyone, cover your ears. I'm going to sound the alarms. Here we go. Beast, wake up.
Let's go, boys. It's party time.
Beast, how was your nap?
I felt good. I was watching Rocky Balboa, the first one, with him and Apollo Creed going, I want you! And I'm going for Mr. Philly Noodles, and my vote goes with him.
How come you're going with Philly?
Hey, Philly Noodles, hey, you guys got a little respect. He got a little Italian in him, little gabagool. And
does he?
And also, tonight, can the Knicks please win a game? I'm sorry to say this, but this is making me mad.
Well, they play tomorrow, Beast. I'll be in the building tomorrow with 29 other Asmaniacs. I'll make sure that we deliver a Knicks win to get them back on track.
I'm tired of our boys getting our asses kicked, and we are 1 week away from opening day, Mets and Yankees. I'd like to see somebody. Hey, I'd like to see you go on the Mets mound or the Yankees mound and throw the first pitch for the Yankees.
Oh, the Yankees asked me. I'd be honored. Yes.
Why don't you go on the mound? Have you ever played baseball?
In my life or in the major leagues?
When you were a kid, did you ever play baseball?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I played for 10 years. I'll tell you, my records are very strong, very solid. I'll tell you, if I get a ball inside the inside corner, you're dead. I'm like, my eyesight's 20/20, but they have 50/50 vision. It's like if I see something in the inside corner, dead.
Hey, Beast, give us your give Nick wants to see your swing. He just messaged me off air that he's fascinated by your ability to hit a baseball.
Time to.
Here we go. I'm going to introduce you. I'm the PA announcer, so here we go. Now batting for the Yankees, the designated hitter, Beast Breaker 666.
Yeah, it's going. It's toast. She's going. She's going.
Give us that home run trot.
Oh. Don't mess with the king, or you'll be destroyed. Anybody who goes against me and Brigga will face annihilation beyond the apocalypse. We're dead. We may be not be dead, but if you need to challenge me or Brigga, come and get you some. Don't be afraid. Be very afraid.
Would you
talk about?
Would you silence, or should I do one of these?
No, that was a great swing.
Listen, the Wi-Fi was better this one.
It's the best it's ever been. It's incredible.
Incredible.
They're calling him Beast Ruth, I've been told. Also, don't you love how the chat will appreciate this? Don't you love how Beast has now aligned himself with Dave Brigga? The power of Brigga is incredible.
I'm a little confused there because then you're saying Brigga beat Beast.
He did, yeah.
I would assume he'd be ready to kill him.
Briga just has earned the respect of everyone. He's the most dangerous 15 seed in tournament history.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Indy Jets writes in, the look on Nick's face was priceless. Wipegate. Yes, it was. I enjoy when madness happens on the show when Nick is on because I laugh watching him laugh to this.
I do my best to keep it together. I really, really do. Sometimes it blows any conception of thought that I would have ever had.
AD says Charles would like that clip wiped from the record. Well, we know Charles knows a thing or two about wiping. Dun-dun-dun. Tyrone with a super chat and Asmaniac one. Jets should hold back on QB this year and see how Fields, Jordan Travis do this season and build the team and then get a QB next year. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if they're going quarterback in round 1. Could they go quarterback on day 2 or day 3? I think that's realistic. I don't know if they have to do it, though.
No, I do think Travis is probably gone. So I think they will eventually draft a quarterback, whoever it ends up being in this draft. And I do agree. I don't think this is the year to take a quarterback. Next year should be a little bit better. The year after that should be a lot better with Archie Manning coming out. So it just depends on the overall preference. I think the Jets will be okay if they stick with Fields this year and sort of do what the Buffalo Bills did before they drafted Josh Allen. They went to the playoffs. The next year, they drafted their quarterback in Allen. They didn't make the playoffs that year, but that was the building block for the future.
I'm laughing at this comment from PG Chris. A baseball just broke my window. Yeti writes in, member for 11 months. Yeti, thank you. I believe there was a comment or something that was supposed to be attached to this one, and it's not. Nick Shine writes in, going to bring dude wipes in case Charles has to use the toilet on the train. So let me tell you, trying to get Charles Gorman to attend this draft party, the different hoops that we've had to try and like skirt through to make this happen, not easy. Nick Shine is spearheading the Gorman movement, but it does look like Gorman, I should say, will be at our draft party, folks. So buy your tickets now if you haven't. All right. It's gonna be wild. Also, if you're just tuning in, please hit the like button. Golf Chat says Nick is my favorite Jake Asman guest. There you go, Nick. It's not all negative for you.
Appreciate it.
Here's the question I have for the chat. Who's the day 2 or day 3 quarterback that Jet fans want the most? I think it's McCord from Syracuse, but I know there's like differing opinions on a bunch of these guys. But I think if we did a poll, which I can't do because we got ASMANIAC Madness right now, I think McCord would win among like the non-first round developmental QBs.
Maybe Jalen Milroe, because there's going to be people that want to see if they can sort of get lightning in a bottle with Jalen Hurts, with the guy that essentially idolized him from Alabama. Milroe is going to be an interesting target. Good quarterback, really, really raw. Is going to need maybe a year or 2 to develop. I think you'll get some votes there. The show guy, I'm blanking on his. I have no idea how to pronounce his last name, but it's Show or Shao. He's a solid one as well.
Tyler Shuck.
Thank you.
It's interesting because I wonder if McCord didn't grow up a Jets fan loving Mark Sanchez, if he'd be the guy. I think he's a good prospect. Like I love what Jordan Palmer was saying about him when they, basically did the advanced analytics on his throws and compared it to top quarterbacks. And he's like in the upper percentile with spin rate and accuracy and all this. They put like the chip in the ball and they can measure that stuff now.
He reminds me a lot of Dak, honestly, because Dak was a 4th round pick coming out of Mississippi State, and all he did in college was win. Now, there were some problems that they didn't really like. They didn't like his footwork. They thought he was too raw, didn't have the biggest arm. But everyone kind of fell in love with Dak eventually from that rookie year. And the Cowboys took him in the 4th round as a hope and a prayer. I think that could certainly happen here with a guy like Kyle McCord because he's won in college, he's produced in college, and he's now played the quarterback position better each and every year. Now I think Jake froze, so we're gonna let him get back.
I'm back. I'm hotspotting from my phone. My Wi-Fi just went out in my building here. I got knocked off the air. Everything. My TV's down because I stream everything, and I'm like, nothing's working. I couldn't get internet, so I'm back. How was the show without me?
It was perfect. I'm just reading some of these comments. It's incredible.
All right. Well, I'm glad you held it down as a hotspot for my phone. If I go down again, the show's in your hands. Before we get to some more questions for you, Nick, and then we'll wrap up with you. Just an update in polling. Doug on the couch is starting to pull away. Did Philly Noodle's plan backfire? Because now it's 55-45. Doug leading by 10 in this matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, we will continue right now with your calls because joining us now on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is a the number 1 seed in his respective region. He's on to the round of 32. His name is Bob from Vermont.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course. Well, Jake, hi, Nick. How you doing?
How you doing, Bobby?
Can you play that rock music for me, Jake? I get something.
Can I play rock music for you?
Yeah, you know that rock thing you always play for me.
I can play some. Yeah, I can play some rock music for you. Stand by. Hold on.
Okay, I got it. I got it to show what I'm made of. Okay, can you put me on full screen too?
Sure.
I'll show you what I'm made of.
I didn't know we were getting Bobby Rock today.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna stand up against Jake Quest.
Yeah, baby. This is how you beat Jake Quest. I love it. Why are you grabbing your band boobs?
You know what that is?
I don't know if I
want to. Well, it's called motorboating.
Oh my god.
And the finale. We wait for the finale.
Why are you being a male stripper? I don't know if this is working.
Well, that's what I do on my channel, so I'm getting.
You act like a male stripper on your channel since when?
I don't know. That's what I like to do now. So,
okay.
Yeah, I'm in a better mood today, Jake. You see, you can play all the videos you want. I don't mind. I'm done with those videos.
Wow.
I just have to do what I have to do to win the thing.
Do you think that helped you?
I like Jesse Fields on the Jets. He's a great player. What are you laughing about?
Because you can't give a Jets take after pretending to be a male stripper. It's just I don't think it works.
Well, yeah. Anyway,
I appreciate the effort though.
Bobby, what is in the world is this? Oh, it's my thing to hopefully win the tournament against Jake West.
Chuck says you'll go undefeated if you keep this up. So I guess it worked with some in the chat, Bobby.
Okay, so Jake, show him what Jake Quest did to me. You can play that.
I don't know if you want that video played.
No, I want him to hear it. Yeah, I want him to hear it. I do.
All right. Nick, this will be the final clip I play for you. This was on WFAN the other day when Jay Quest called in to overnight host. Actually, he's not the night host, Keith McPherson.
Hey, do you go to the gym by any chance and play basketball by any chance or no?
Not recently. Why? You thought you saw me hooping somewhere?
I go to LA Fitness in Levittown. We have this tournament, right? 64 of us, and we play basketball, 1 versus 16, and we kind of grade each other based on our, how we play. So I'm the 8th seed. I got to go versus the 1 seed. So I beat the 9 seed 10. Shout out to Ted easily. But I got to play the 1 seed, right? Here's my problem with the 1 seed. His name is Bobby. Bobby, if you're listening, I'm sorry. I love you. This guy, have you ever smelled rotten potatoes, Keith?
No, but go
Dude,
on.
so rotten potatoes is the second worst thing I've ever smelled in my life. The first is Bobby. Do I spray this guy with Mando before I play him or some butter and make him smell better? Or do I just grind it out and try to hump my way to a win?
I have a rule. If I can smell you, I'm going to tell you. Have you told him?
Bobby it's just another level, bro. And, I don't even know what to say. The 16 seed didn't even show up when he had to play him. And Bobby thought that he just won because the guy was afraid, but it was because he smelled.
He's like, no, I can't.
He didn't show up.
I can't have that smell in my nose.
If I post this guy up, I might vomit. I'm serious.
He thinks that John and Bobby need to get a job. This cowboy hates the stinks.
It's 10 times worse than rotten potatoes.
Thanks for the call, Lane. There's enough humans that smell like rotten potatoes on the subway.
Incredible.
So how do you like that? No, I'm better over it. I just gotta wipe that out of my mind. And I'm done. You could play videos anytime. It's your show.
Tom Ace writes in, Chippendales has made a job offer to Bobby. Is this true, Bob?
No, real okay. I wanted to, in Florida, the Chippendale, the squirrels, right? I wanted to be one of those. Somebody thought I wanted to be a Chippendale dancer. No, I wanted to be the squirrel. The chip. I wanted to be one of those. Not, with my size. No, I'm not gonna be a Chippendale. No. That was down when I took Michael to Florida one time.
Hey, before you go, Bobby, who'd you vote for between Doug and Philly Noodles?
Oh, I took Philly Noodles, definitely. Hands down.
Really?
He's more entertaining than Doug sitting on his couch. Oh, I could do that, but I don't want to sit on the couch. But I got good news. I did. Michael found out there's a job opening in Hilton up in Brattleboro. So I called the lady, and then she said the hiring manager is going to be in tomorrow at 2:00. And I did the Indeed application online. So
you're going to work at a Hilton hotel?
Yeah, do it. Well, I worked at the Holiday Inn Hotel, remember?
Hilton's no joke, though. That's a step up in class. Paris Hilton might stay there.
This is this is for a breakfast before, you serve the people breakfast.
They're going to let you serve people breakfast?
Yes. I used to cook for the kids at the college. They love my food. So, I'll be doing 2 days part-time. So it's part-time. It's 5 in the morning, 5:30 and 1 to 12, 11:30.
Sham writes in, wait, I thought Bobby was saying over and over he'd have a job already, and that's why Brigger was wrong.
Well, no, Shame. Oh, I love you, Shame. Yeah, I know who you are. Sham. Okay, no, I know who you are. But I told you I had to go to that place, and I haven't heard back from the people who was supposed to come.
Are you?
So I'm waiting for.
Are you a top-rated chef here?
No, I'm not a top-rated chef like Chef Kevin. No.
What is it? Michelin, right? Michelin star chef or Michelin? Michelin star.
A Michelin, yeah. But I'm not one of those. Sorry.
Okay.
I just like to cook, but I did breakfast and lunch cook at King's 8 Island Commons, and they loved it. So am I in a better mood today, Jake?
I mean, the day's just starting here, but so far so good.
Well, I'm doing good. Okay.
All
I'll
right.
talk to you guys later. Nice talk. Oh, I told you about I like Justin Fields, right? I think he's
Yes. You made that point clear. Yep.
Okay, just run and remind me. Okay,
Hey,
have a great day, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Midnight, some breaking news from Bobby just announced.
Breaking sports news on the Jake Asman Show.
He likes Justin Fields. Nick, this was a lot of fun. Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, I got to be honest. Now, because of that, I am taking Bobby Midnight to lose to Jay Quest.
Wow.
I never want to see that again, ever. And the sooner this guy gets eliminated before Ricky, the better. Because, oh my God, my eyes are burning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Faria is waiting.
I got to be honest. It's honest reporting. Honest reporting.
Like I tell you what, it is a compelling matchup. You look at the round of 32 here. We get to the butter region. I mean, Jay Quest comes in red hot. Bobby Midnight doesn't want to go down without a fight. He has entered full-on motorboat mode, male stripper mode. He'll do whatever it takes. Would you stay at a Hilton where Bobby Midnight served you breakfast the next morning, Nick?
I got to be honest. After that, absolutely not.
Interesting.
Absolutely. The minute he started like gyrating, that was when I was like, all right, I'm out. Sorry, man. Nope. You do too much. Philly Noodles did too much with his call, and he's going to probably lose this one. So I think a very similar case here.
Nate writes in, Nick is just jealous he got a trunk but don't know how to shake it.
Listen, I may be fat, but you will never see me shake it because I understand what I am. That's all I'll say. Too much.
Yeah.
Too much. Too much overselling, if you will.
Well, I'll tell you what. We covered a lot today, Nick. We really did.
But we always seem to cover a lot. Let's just put it that way. There's always. I think the best part about it though was he does that, and then he sits down, and then he's like, "Yeah, I really like Justin Fields."
Yes, and nothing happened.
And that was when I lost it. Incredible.
Nick, you're the man. Thanks for coming on.
Appreciate it, guys.
Nick Faria joining us somehow, some way every week. Boomtown says Bobby is a furry. Confirmed. God. New Q, Bobby's Hall of Fame squirrel career. ISU, Bobby wanted to be a cartoon character. Confirmed. Jack Talks Jets, Bobby playing guitar is not how I expected to get my phone taken away at school just now. If your teacher caught you on your phone during that segment, you think you're watching porn. Be like, how did you get past the blocks on all these adult sites? Nate writes in, ask Bobby who he was thinking of while motorboating. I think I have a pretty good idea, Nate, and I'm not going to comment on that. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button if you're just tuning in. And if you are just tuning in, wow, did you miss a lot? Quick reminder, our show's available in audio form, so download the podcast on either Apple or Spotify, and you can listen to it there if you haven't done so already. It's just this YouTube show posted as a podcast when we sign up the air. We also have an exciting announcement about our next raffle next week. Darrelle Revis signed helmet and a Rex Ryan signed helmet. The theme is 2010 Jets, my favorite Jet team of my lifetime. So guess what? All the prizes will be themed because we gave away our 5 prizes already for the 19th raffle at the start of today's show. So once again, I want to congratulate our winners. If you hear your name, you're a true champion. Just reach out to me with your information if you haven't done so. Rat Diddy won the Don Maynard jersey. Bo C won the Garrett Wilson helmet. I've heard from Bo C. Jorge Perez won the signed Wayne Corbett helmet. Chu won the Brandon Marshall jersey. And Chino won the Cottry jersey. I believe I've heard from Chino as well. So we are well on our way towards getting all the info to send those prizes out there. If you haven't joined the Patreon, do it. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. All right. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. I will post the hotline link as well because we could certainly use some people on hold who want to call in and talk about the Jets, want to talk about ASMANIAC Madness, want to talk about Bobby being a male stripper. It is all on the table for you to decide where we go. Thunderlips says, need a David Harris helmet. That is a great one, Thunderlips. I'll see what I can do. Jay writes in, you can't watch Charles wiping his derriere on Spotify. You're not wrong. To the podcast people who listen to this show, I've been told sometimes the show gets so ridiculous, you have to just get to YouTube. You don't have a choice, which I understand. Someone wrote, Bobby was thinking of, ISU wrote, Bobby was thinking of Justin Fields when he was mowed. Oh, my God. Ali says, Doug on the couch, king. Mr. Bonesy writes in, I'm fat and I love to shake it. Wrong attitude, Nick. Bonesy, I've met you many times. You're not fat. You saying you're just like all these women that call themselves fat and they're like stick figures. The worst. I'm so fat. Yeah. It's like, are you serious? All right, let's get to more calls, shall we? Make sure you vote and hit the like button. You should be required to like the video if you're going to vote because we always have more votes than likes, which just sad. Very sad. Azuma says, is this a Jet show or Jerry Springer show? You know, it depends on the time of year. Honestly, when we have Jets news to discuss, I think I discuss it. I think I bring on the right people. And when you do this for a living year round, you know, sometimes you need some controversy on the show. Like whether or not the top caller in a caller-driven tournament was wiping his rear end on an affiliated ASMANIAC program.
Charles, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just working my ass right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, I believe there's some super chats I might have missed during the madness here. So let me get caught up on that. Super chat from Jets Carpetbagger. Will sanitary wipes be available at the watch party for Charles to wipe hands or for us after shaking Charles' hand? I could make that happen. Absolutely. You know, it would be a great sponsor if any of my marketing people are watching this right now. Can I get a deal with Dude Wipes? And I'll do a photo shoot with Gorman. That'd be incredible. Nathan writes in, hey, Jake, Grand Junction Jet. Let's go Jets. Jets. Nathan, thank you. More calls now, shall we? We didn't get to this guy yesterday because he got a very important call right as we brought him on. Ladies and gentlemen, 13,000 points are about to be made right here, right now. It is time to say hello to our dear friend, Neil. Hello, Neil.
Jake, how you doing?
Neil, I'm fantastic. How are you?
I heard I had my best call yesterday.
People loved it.
Oh, wait a minute. I got to go again. No. I had my best call yesterday because I made no points whatsoever. So that's bringing my average down. Anyhow, I want to make kudos to St. John's, my alumni, with a big win yesterday.
Were you nervous in the first half when they were playing with their food a little bit?
No.
That's kind of what they've done all year.
They are that, I have all my favorite teams. My teams are Mets, Jets, Knicks, and St. John's I like. But you know what? I've never been a huge St. John's guy. Like all my guys that I graduated. And don't forget, I graduated in 83 when they were great. So all my graduating class, these guys are religious. They go to, they have tickets. They go to games. A lot of them have been calling me and texting me and everything else. And everybody's hugely excited. The reality is I'm not that excited, I'm not really excited about.
You can't get excited for this. You're a 2 seed. You won the Big East.
It sucks. That might be the first championship I've gotten in a long time because I think they might cut the Nets down. I think
they could cut it down. You should enjoy it then. Why?
I'm enjoying it, but I'm not. It's not like exciting.
It's not your number one team. I get it.
You know what I mean? I'll take one Jets Super Bowl over 5 Met championships, 5 Knicks championships, and throw in a couple St. John's NCAAs. Give me one goddamn Super Bowl, Jake. One. Can I get one before I pass, please? I got an email from a friend of mine on the reunion we had. He said, I went to the reunion for my high school. I played golf. I went home. I didn't go to the reunion party. He goes, Neil, you didn't miss much. He goes, a lot of walkers, people in crutches, everybody's sick. We lost 2 people in the last month, 64 and 66 years old. I mean, God almighty, please. Anyhow, again, I don't really have anything to offer take-wise from this draft because I don't follow the draft, all right? So I don't really – it looks like it's going to be either the tight end, Jake, or this guy Mumbo Jumbo, whatever. What's his name? Mumbo?
Armin Membu.
Membu. All right, so it's either the tight end or Membo.
Or
right?
it could be a different defensive lineman. It could be a receiver.
Well, I will say this to you. This morning it was noted that our average age is going to be like the lowest in football. Like everybody's under 30 years old or something like that. Are you aware? Like we don't have anybody on the team that's over 30 years old. Did you know that? Well, except for the punter and a couple special. Yeah. That's so we're very young, right, Jake? So rather than add this receiver, everybody's talking about this guy Tet, right? And I'm going to give you a negative on that. Last year, we were all hot on Roma Dunze, right? Everybody, Roma Dunze, remember?
Yeah.
He only had like 700 yards receiving, which isn't bad, and 50 catches. I'll give you a guy right now that's in free agency. We could scoop up 70 receptions, 6 touchdowns, and 700 yards. Keenan Allen. I like that guy, Keenan Allen. I know he's injury prone a little bit, but he would be a nice compliment. We need to get a couple experienced guys in, Jake, to complement these young guys. We can't just have a team full of young guys. And Keenan Allen is good in the red zone. He had 7 touchdowns last year. He's really good in the end zone getting open. And he's got reliable hands. And he's probably could be had for a bargain. I know he's not that, he's older. But, geez, he had a great year last year. And I'll give you one other guy. And I know he left us at the altar. He shit on us a few times. Calais Campbell. would be another nice pickup for us. The guy plays 17 games last year. Calais Campbell played more snaps last year than Quentin Williams. Did you know that?
Yeah,
at 39 years old, he played more.
I like the Keenan Allen idea. And if
Feel
not
about
Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper is out there. They need to sign a veteran receiver. You're not giving them crazy money, but right now they have no weapons. I understand the injury concerns with some of these guys, but to your point with Allen, he did play in 15 games last year and 13 the previous year. He's had a lot of injuries at times in his career, but he's been pretty healthy the last couple of years. I mean, you look at it, since 2021, he played in 16 games, 10 games. He had injuries with the Chargers in 2022, 13 games, and then 15 games this year. Like, I'll take my chance on Keenan Allen on a one-year deal.
He's not going to get nearly the amount of money they're looking to pay Conklin, is he? What do you think he's going to pay? What do you think he costs?
Tyler Conklin, you're talking about? I don't know.
Well, Conklin, they're talking about 21 million, 22 million, something like that. Conklin.
No. Who's giving Tyler Conklin $21 million? That's what he signed when he was with the Jets the last time, when he was 3 years younger.
Somebody say on Boy Green's show, they were showing something about $21 million or something.
No, Boy Green likes to do the the cryptic title, like Jets interested in $21 million free. That's what they paid Conklin when they signed him.
What do you think he's another just question? I'd
bring Conklin back, by the way, on a 1 year.
I know, but not for that kind of money. Jake.
No, it's not going to be one. He's not getting $21 million. Tyler Conklin's going to get like probably $5 million.
And what do you think Keenan Allen?
$5 to $7 million.
Get? What about Keenan Allen?
What did DeAndre Hopkins just get from the Ravens? I think that's right.
I like Hopkins too. You need a guy like that that's going to grab the ball. He's going to be, we need a compliment for Garrett. That's experience. If we bring another rookie in as a receiver, I just don't see that. You need some experience there.
Hopkins signed for $5 million. Allen is a little younger, probably more productive. You could probably get Keenan Allen for like $10 million on a 1 year deal. Like Mike Williams got $11 million from the Jets last year. That's probably what you're looking at.
And now you plug in a guy there that is consistent. He's a chain mover. He's not a guy that's going to blow the top off because we don't need that. Because, again, Justin Fields is not a long ball thrower. We need a guy that's going to move the chains and catch the goddamn ball, not like Alan Lazard with his butterfingers. I want a guy that catches the ball, moves the chains. He could also play in the slot, Keenan Allen. He can move around inside, and then we go with that. I think that's a great move. Why don't you like the Calais Campbell idea?
I don't think they want to spend big there because they're trying to get a comp pick for Reddick. So they're just going to roll with what they have and maybe add a guy in the draft where it's deep at defensive tackle.
You think he's going to demand big money, Calais Campbell?
I don't think
39 years old?
I don't think he's going to be cheap. Also, why would Calais Campbell want to finish his career on a team that's not going anywhere?
Because nobody else wants him. He's not moving anywhere. What if he's still a free agent in like a month from now?
All right. If he's a free agent after the draft and the Jets didn't address DT, fine. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Depends on the cost.
He had 5 sacks last year. He's a good run stopper. I think he'd be a great compliment to Quentin. He's a beast, man. He is a beast, and he plays. I like Calais Campbell, but everybody said, he blew us off. He's a bit of a dick when it came to the Jets, but at this stage of his career, that's a great, that's a big man. He is a good player. He played great for Miami last year too. He's disruptive. So, and I wanted that Fowler just went to, who did Fowler go to? I would like to have an edge. There's still an edge or two left in the free agency. What about an edge? We need an edge rusher.
I don't know if they're going to add an edge rusher. I think that's something that's done in the draft.
You're going to pick up an edge rusher in the draft that's going to immediately come on and get 10 sacks? I mean, how many times does that happen?
They haven't done anything in free agency, so I don't think that's all of a sudden going to change now.
Well, they could, like
edge-wise, they're going to bank on the fact they're getting Jermaine Johnson back. They have McDonald's. They're going to start with those guys, and they'll add someone in the draft.
JJ's not going to be up to speed the first 6. It is, but with his injury, another 6. We got to wait till the second half, and you really do need. McDonald's just going to be a third down guy to come in and really put pressure on. He's not an every down edge rusher, so
it's a need, and hopefully they blitz more too.
Oh, I'm so excited about the blitz, Jake. That's why I've changed my whole tune. I think we're going to be a good team this year because we're going to blitz a lot. I think the defense.
You're
is
unbelievable.
you know me.
How
I
are they
start
gonna
off.
be a good-
I start off shitty. I had so many negative takes, and now all of a sudden, I'm kind of like getting my win total up every week. I went from 5 wins with you. You're muted. Anyway, waiting for Jake to get back on. Am I still on here?
I hit my mic so hard here. I hit my desk that my mic got unplugged with you saying all of a sudden that you think the team's going to be good now. How did you change so quickly based on what? You were so down on them.
First of all, I don't want to tell you how I changed, but I will say this. Our play calling and offensive coordinator and offensive line coach was so pitiful that with this guy coming in, with a change in the direction, with a lot of different things, I think our offense will be competent. And if we have a competent offense and a top 5 defense, I think we can make noise. And if we have good coaching, good decision making, and we could turn the ball over with a blitz type defense and an aggressive Rex Ryan type defense, we're going to win games. I mean, we won 7 games when we had a top 5 defense with the worst quarterback in history. Maybe we'll squeak in with 9 wins. I just want to get, I'm not expecting anything big. I mean, that Super Bowl thing, that's gone. That went out the door with Aaron Rodgers. Right now, to get me excited, I think the team is going to provide some excitement. I do. I don't expect big things, but your 4 or 5 win smell, I think it's going to deteriorate as we get closer to the open. You'll be with me. You're going to be there. You'll be pitching for a ride in a Sprinter. We'll all be back. We're all going to be the same stupid ass hopeful guys that we always are, because that's what we are. We're Jet fans. We got to hope for hope.
So how many wins? How many wins we had, Neil? 13, 14? What do we?
Yeah, go on. Well, you all had. Don't give me that. I got so much crap for that 17-0 take. Only one that got worse than me was Dre with the 28 touchdowns. That one topped my. Let's put it this way: 28 touchdowns for Garrett Wilson. That was the worst take of the year.
He meant 28 passing touchdowns for Rodgers. He was just confused.
No, he didn't. And as far as Doug on the couch and look, the chat is coming through for and I don't want to disrespect Philly Noodles, even though he trashes me at every moment, every time. But I will say, Doug on the couch is a long time. Jake, Doug on the couch during the season. Again, we have our season callers and we have our, non-season callers, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? You break it down into 2 factors, right, Jake?
Sure, yep.
And Doug on the couch always gives good takes. He's always there during the season. And, whose takes do you think are better? I want your opinion. Philly Noodles takes or Doug on the couch? Who do you think is a better Jet content provider for you when you take that call?
Interesting. Well, I often disagree with Philly Noodles, but I think that's good for the show. So, like the takes from that standpoint, I think Philly's a good caller for sure. Doug, though, provides the hilarity when he calls in because the whole couch bit is a nice thing that people enjoy. So they both provide different aspects to the show.
But Doug is very knowledgeable about the Jets, Jake.
He is, and he's a real fan, having to deal with the BS nonsense of Patriot fans too. You gotta respect.
Oh yeah, Doug. When he told that, that was pretty. That gives him a check there. That's big, man. When you're in another, I would love, but I would kill myself if I was living in Boston. Imagine living in what he had to deal with growing up. I don't know if he grew up during the peak of the Patriots winning, but if you lived in that area during that time, like BGF living in Buffalo,
brutal.
That's gotta suck.
Brutal.
Anyway, I got nothing else.
Neil, great call, and we'll see you on the 13-4 win campaign soon.
No, maybe I'll go to 10. Maybe I'll get to 11 if we win the first.
The Super Bowl is back on if we win the
And
first
you know
game,
what,
baby.
though? Here's the
This will
sick
be you
part.
at the home opener.
I think that guy
I know, right?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, from one OG to another, King Lowski's on the line. What's up, King?
Jake, my brother. Jake, my brother. It's always good to see you on a Friday, my brother. Hey, Jake, I just had a quick question for you real quick, man. Is Dallas Goedert signed yet?
I think he's still in the Eagles, right? And he's available in a trade. I think that's the latest.
Okay, a trade. Okay. Because I'm saying that because at this point in time, man, I don't want us to overthink anything. Okay. At the end of the day, people, what we really need is a weapon. Okay. Jake has been saying it for the past week, for the past 2 weeks. We need a weapon right now. I don't want us to overthink this thing. Okay. Warren is the best choice as it's currently constructed. Okay? Because at the end of the day, we got Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, and then what? Okay? We can't go into the season like that. Okay? We need another weapon that can also block on the outside to give Breece more creative room to run. Okay? That's what we need, people. We don't need to overthink it. I get all of that. I get it. We can trade down. We can trade up. We can do this. We can do that. People, last year, we made the best pick with Olu Fashanu, and they turned out to be our left tackle for the next 10 years, okay? We didn't overthink that pick. We knew what we needed. We knew what we had to go after, okay? Let's not overthink this thing, all right? Shout out to the ASMANIACs, baby. And shout out to the chat. I love y'all, man. I just had to say that because I hear a lot of, going deep tackle, going this. Hey, don't overthink it, people. We need a weapon, and we need it now, okay? We're not doing too much in free agency as it's currently constructed. We need a weapon in that damn draft, and go get it, okay? Go get it. Let's not overthink it. Go get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the King Lowski, one of the greats. The matchup that I'm fascinated with Lowski, assuming he can get through Aurora, which will not be an easy task. Aurora is an OG. She's a member of the 4.5% female demographic. Round that up to 5, if you will. King Lowski potentially against Dave Briga for a spot in the Elite 8 in the Chicken Soup region. That is a battle. What's Lowski's approach to go up against Briga? Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of Dave Briga, if you missed yesterday's show, Gator has dropped a brand new song featuring Dave Briga, and it pays tribute to the great moon landing debate between Dave Briga and Mr. Gary I Don't Believe in Achievement 3D Boxing.
He thinks that Gary needs more shots upside his head. This cowboy hates when you don't believe in achievement. Well, they call him One Punch Briga. The moon landing was free. They call him One Punch Briga. His claim is not too dirty. Call him One Punch Briga. Hated jokes just like his ass. One Punch Briga. Does it only need one? Yeah.
All right, so I am still undecided on election day who I'm voting for here. Philly Noodle always makes fun of me and says I look like I'm 50 years old. He doesn't believe that I'm 41. He thinks I'm like 52. So I don't really want to vote for him. But laziness also bothers me. I think Doug is a good caller, but maybe he should get off the couch a little bit. So I'm torn on who to vote for.
I think they're both great callers, so it's a tough decision. Now the chat, Philly Noodles and Doug were 50-50. Doug is starting to pull away, though. He's consistently had about a 10% lead, 55-45 for a while now.
I'm torn. I think Philly Noodles is a good caller. Should I vote Philly Noodles to try to keep him in this thing? Should I vote for Philly Noodles?
That's up for you, man. I can't tell you how to vote.
No, my vote's totally up for it's like up for sale. I kind of want to vote for both these guys, but I don't want to vote for them at the same time. I'm gonna vote for. Should I vote for Noodles? I haven't voted yet. Should I vote for Noodles?
Well, hold on. Philly's on the line. Philly, should Gary vote for you?
Without a doubt, dude. I ate butter live for you. You don't remember that? I ate butter live to prove that it's not that bad. I ate butter. I took a bite of
you're
butter.
Right.
Not
He
French.
did.
I took a bite of butter, guy.
did.
People, and yeah. Listen, I know the Asmaniacs. You guys are gonna go with OGs. OGs go with OGs. I get it, but man, Doug came on the bed today. Not even he was fraudulent. That's why I call him fraudulent. He came off the bed today, not even on the couch.
I voted for you, Noodles. You got my vote.
I appreciate
I just voted for you.
I gotta get everybody else rounded up. I got Bonesy. Bonesy maybe signed a deal with the devil. I don't know if you guys saw that in the comments. He made me say the deal was gun to head, only season left available in the NFL. It's Aaron Rodgers or Justin Fields. Who do you choose as a quarterback? I chose Aaron Rodgers because you have to at that point. See what I'm going through? And he's like, oh, you got my vote. Why do I got to go through that? That's crazy, bro. But
hey, look, you're trying to win. You got to make sacrifices.
That's right. So that's a sacrifice to take there, but it's all good. Gary, I believe you on the lunar crab. It's not real. Come on, all right. Stop it.
Do you actually? I already voted for you. Like it's done. It's written in stone. I can't erase it.
I'm saying, bro.
All right, cool.
I'm just saying. All right. Yeah, I don't know how old you are. I don't know if you're really 40, so dude.
I'm 41. I'm not 52 or 75 or whatever how old you said I am. I'm 41.
You got the gray quick. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I got my first gray hair in the 8th grade, and my teacher was walking around the classroom and goes, "Hey, do you know you have gray hair?" It's like, why don't you say it a little louder? Because in 8th grade, I'm not self-conscious at all. So why don't you say it a little louder? And make sure all the girls here too. Please do that for me.
So your wisdom came out early. That's why your takes are the way they are. Okay, it all makes sense.
My wisdom came in early. Yeah.
Yep, that's true. That's what happened. I'll take it 1,000%. Thank you for your endorsement. I got
John wants to know, Gary, are you going to Saints versus Jets?
Is that where is it?
It's in New Orleans. Yeah.
Depends on when it is. I mean, we got to see the schedule. I mean, yeah, if I'm going to go to a game, that would be high on the list because I'm going to go to a road game because I don't like the cold. It's in a dome. It's in a city that I love. That would be high on the list. That would be like probably, yeah. There's a good chance that would be the one I pick. I'm not
next like Asmaniac meetup might be there. Who knows? We'll see when that's.
Oh, they're definitely down. It's New Orleans is a great city. It's a fun city.
How close are you to New Orleans? You're not by the Panhandle, right?
New Orleans is far from me. I mean, it's a 2-hour flight for me. It's a 6-hour drive. It's not close to me.
South Philly writes in, Siri asked Dave Briga for advice. Gary, are you concerned that you maybe created a monster in Dave Briga, that he might be the guy that eventually end your chances of winning this tournament?
If Briga wins, Briga wins. We had a long talk. We had a man-to-man. We're good. There's no more ill will. We're good. Me and Briga are good.
Well, that's Butter region versus a whole other region.
Yeah, if I saw him, it wouldn't be till the final. So it is what it is.
Could you imagine we got that championship matchup?
That would be wild. You get a 15 seed. Like that'd be better than a Villanova or a George Mason run. That would be wild. A 15 seed.
Yeah, 15 seed in the finals would be incredible. I think Briga could do it though. He's riding the one-punch momentum all the way.
The difficult thing is as a 15 seed, you're going to have a very difficult matchup in every single round. There's no easy matchups. You're going to have to sing for your supper every single round.
Well, we know Dave Briga has it in him. I mean, look what he's already done. He already knocked out the Beast. Now he's coming for D's Nuts, King Lowski. I mean,
yeah, I think he just beats D's Nuts naturally. What's going on?
If he goes on a run, hypothetically, where he beats Breaker, then beats D's Nuts, then beats King, then beats Gorman, and to get to the Final Four, that's the greatest run ever.
Like, do you think King Lowski would bow out? Do you think Lowski would just be like, I don't want, because he respects Briga?
No way.
Lowski's got no fear. No, Lowski's
not bowing out to anyone. He's coming for
he'll feel Like he'll feel like he's, I got to give the older guy. If he doesn't do that, I think it'll take him out naturally.
I think Lowski wins that region. I got Lowski in the Final Four.
Ironically enough, if Briga does get through his region and get to the Final Four, he owes Gator a huge thank you because he called out Gator for leading the Beastbreaker campaign. But I would say Gator's 2 now renditions of One Punch Briga have really influenced the chat's love of Dave Briga a lot. So ironically, Dave, who was anti-Gator at the beginning of this tournament, might need to be thanking Gator for helping him win.
The One Punch Briga song, I think, is Gator's best work. I think it's better than the. When I was home, when I was at my parents' house, I was listening to the show, and you played the Bobby song. It was like, "It's hot, my balls will sweat." Like 2 weeks later, my mom was like singing that song in her head. So my mom, 70-year-old Italian lady, like, "It's hot, my balls will sweat." Oh, Mom! Yeah. You got to stuck. Yeah, Gator got that song stuck in my mom's head.
Eddie, man, you saw the Bobby endorsement earlier, and then the dance after. That was like, what's going on here? I don't think that's the man. Kind of how I played my hand. I don't know. The dancing to BJ Graves, did it turn off? I turned off male audience. Did the female audience tune in heavy?
To be J Quest, he did. To be J Quest.
Oh, the J Quest. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's even weirder.
Also, breaking news: King Lowski has written in, "I will never bow out," as if there was any doubt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if I was King, I'd be confident that I could win the whole thing. Well, I'm not bowing out to nobody.
I think King Lowski could definitely beat Briga, but I think Briga's coming in about as red hot as you could be, and he's a 15th seed.
Well, I said I would like to see him versus Gorman. Like, how do you like the originator of the chicken soup versus the man who wants the chicken soup recipe?
It's almost like the committee was thinking ahead with some of these matchups, huh?
That's the matchup I want to see out of this whole bracket. I'm being dead ass.
Look, Briga could be a bracket buster, though. We could take out King Lowski in the Sweet 16. We never even get it.
The 50-50 matchup, JJ and the big fella. Who do you guys think is going to win that one?
That's a funny one. I said, go ahead, Jake. My bad.
No, I think it's a toss-up. I'd lean big fella, but I think it's close.
I think if this was a week ago, the big fella would have won. I think right now it's 50-50. So JJ's got to ride that momentum. I think he's got to trash talk a little more. I think he needs to make it a scrap. You're not going to sit and outbox big fella. You got to get in there and you got to make it a tussle.
Big fella, man. I don't know. It's a presence, dude. That's why he's the big fella. He'll soft talk his points. Meanwhile, JJ's internet starts cutting in and out of him. I don't know, dude. I think
the internet's been better. I feel JJ's internet's been better. That's going to be big.
Which is weird. Why does he have good internet when he don't, when he needs it now for this, but when we're talking about him at any other time, it's the worst internet ever.
I think it's where if he calls in from his car, it's trash. I think if he calls in from his house, his crib, I think the internet's fine. Is that right, Jake? It's always when he's in his car that his internet is trash.
I don't know. It's always hit or miss no matter what he's done.
I think having better internet's helped Ricky. I think that's
1,000%. Ricky's a sleeper.
Ricky's Nick Faria's pick to win the whole thing.
Well, Nick Faria. I mean, he's got haters on his channel.
That's your boy, Jake. That's your boy, Jake. That's your.
Yeah, and Ricky NY joins us now. Hello, Ricky.
Yeah.
Hey, what's happening, guys?
What's going on?
How we feeling, Ricky?
Better today than yesterday. Better today than yesterday. There was a altercation next door, we'll say, yesterday that got so bad and so loud I had to leave Bobby's show, and it was pretty ugly.
Wait, we had an altercation with the Bobby show? What happened?
No, there was an altercation next door to me that got so loud I had to leave Bobby's show because like you could literally hear it in here. It was ridiculous. But you know what? Ever since I got my new laptop, the internet has been much better. Much better. No complaints whatsoever. And Jake, I don't know if you saw it. I posted a link in the Discord yesterday of the Leger Duzable interview with EA, where he broke down each one of our free agent signings very, very good watch. If anybody, if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend it. He really goes in on each of our signings, and even you, Jake, I think might be a little bit more optimistic after watching that than perhaps you are now.
I mean, they're not going to show the negative plays on a Jet employee YouTube channel, though. You know.
Well, yeah, I get that. I understand that, and you know, obviously, yeah, they're going to look at it, you know, through a Jets colored lens. But he made a lot of good points, just breaking down, you know, what the guys have done so far. Like Cisco, I think was a really good player. He had a down year last year, and we got him for a deal. I think that's going to end up being a steal. And, you know, and I've wanted Derek Nottie the last 2 years, you know, from the Chiefs. But, you know, they ended up re-signing him last year, and then this year we finally got him. Terrific.
Every contract felt like a bet on upside. My bad. Every contract felt like a bet on upside. You know, it's an upside bet. Every contract that we gave out, we were betting on years of age, upside for each position. That's why they kind of have to kill the. They got to kill the draft, because you might need starters from everybody in the draft. What did I miss? Shit.
I'm glad Gary caught that. Sometimes I just do these things for me, and I'm glad someone caught that.
What I missed? Oh, damn.
It was Yetis, and I saw Ron Jeremy at a Sub Live concert in 1992. I gotta believe him. It's too ridiculous to make up. It's gotta be true.
Oh yeah, I definitely believe it. By the way, how pissed off is Bobby that I have multiple callers on the show at once? That's his copyrighted bit.
Yeah. I tuned into his channel one night, and it was everybody screaming. I just tuned right out. I was like, I can't do this. And I want to go back to check his channel out, but it's always like 8 people just yelling at each other. And
That's
I'm
the
like,
show. That's the entire show. The show is just people sitting around doing nothing, talking. That's the show.
That's
the beauty of the show. You show up, you don't have any rundown, and you just hang out, and then you have Simps in the chat, and then that's it. It's quite the experience.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, this is a Jets show. I mean, it's the off season now, so it's not as much of a Jets show, but at the end of the day, it's a Jets show. You meet people here, you kind of somewhat become friends in the chat, but then you have Bobby's channel, which allows us all a venue where we can all come together and just hang out and get to know each other and talk about not Jets. You can just kind of talk about anything, you know, so it's kind of like meeting up with all your buddies at the bar, or, you know, hanging out.
It's a lot like Seinfeld. It's a show about nothing, but that's its greatness.
Yeah.
Well, the Bobby show is mostly about King of Queens. It's about recollecting about the great King of Queens moments. It's really
have you watched Power, Gary?
I haven't. I have seen King of Queens though many times.
And all callers who are new to the show have to state where you're from. Oh, I know where that is. That's a rite of passage.
Yeah, and what's your dog's name?
Oh, yeah. If you have an animal, you're in with Bobby. That's it. That's all you need.
Oh, so I should have attended that show for sure. Yeah, Ricky, real quick, what do you think? So I made an erroneous take that Jake was like, that's a bit much, but Faria was on the same pick, but not the same pick. Jordan Travis, moving him on draft day.
Not happening. Not happening. Don't listen to the.
I think he may have some value. This is a weak quarterback class. I'm not saying you're going to get a lot of, but if you want to move him, there might be a taker for him.
Like a fifth.
There's not a lot of quarterbacks in this draft.
Yeah,
Jay
I would move
Bobby
him
still
for
lusts
fifth.
for Gary's wife. Is this true?
Ooh. Well, it was really Gary.
My wife's counted for. She's good. She's counted for. She's good.
Awesome. Happy for you.
But I think Jordan for fifth, and then you just pick up like McCord in the 5th round. You just even swap it. Have an extra pick.
I'd rather have the core.
Yeah, but
Neil, come on, bro. I wanted to talk to him before. He says I always call him out on bullshit, even though I agree with him half the time. Because it was his optimism. You can't it's energetic. He comes in here slowly, hitting points on the head slowly. You know, taking about an hour. You know, we're cool with it. We love it. It's Neil. His cigar is what we're waiting on for that to explode before
Bino
his takes
checks
are done.
in. $10 super chat. Jacob Brigga's book, A Guy's Guide to Being a Man's Man, changed my life. I'm now at work 2 hours before the doors open. My wife is now fully satisfied, and my little Susie is now an honor roll student. That's funny. Bino's a really Bino. Have you ever called in, or you just write funny comments in the chat?
What's greater, Dave Brigger or Chuck Norris? We're at this point. It's Brigger.
Bobby writes in, Jake, I'm not mad. You are awesome. I'm glad you're not mad for me putting a lot of callers on the screen, Bobby. Thank God. I was worried.
There was a limit of 3. Once you went to 4, now you're on copyright infringement.
Hey, Bobby.
But Bobby's going to let it slide.
Bobby, all right, stay calm. We're adding a 4th caller. Beast,
Bobby.
how you doing?
Oh,
Beast.
I'm watching the program here. I'm watching my program on a little lawn mowing. It's time for it's lawn mowing season.
Lawn
catch
mowing
up on
season.
lawn mowing here. Can everybody catch up on lawn mowing?
I love
It's
the smell
lawn-
of fresh cut grass.
Hey,
Nothing like it.
as long as it's fresh, as long as you got a weed eater, and as long as you got one of them, hey, as long as you got one of those, you can work with it. It's magic. Oh, but it's not the other magic. No.
Yeah.
Real magic. It's up here. Now, for football fanatics, let's hope we can get some boys. I know all you guys want to see men, real men. I'm talking big dudes like this, scary that you want to tear a guy's throat right out of his esophagus. Am I right? Come on. Who wants to see 300-pound guys on the Jets, hungry as could be, bloodthirsty, and want to rip a person's head right off from their body and go, ah! Ah! Come on. Remember those days when we used to have Ferguson, Abraham, even, let me think of the other name, Mo Lewis, Marvin Jones, all these guys that were on the Jets. These were men with honor. And now, what do we have? Mush, marshmallows, and rotten potatoes that smell like Bobby's body
Call
odor.
out Bobby, bro.
Does anybody remember Bobby's bad body odor? Hey, Bobby, you ever hear hit the shower? It's called get the bar of soap, my friend. It's called, rub it under your armpit once in a while. Get all that smelly shit off of you. And then, after you're done, wash your hair, get all the grease and slimy shit out of your head. And then after that, you brush your teeth, get all that yellow shit off your teeth, the girls, want to be attracted to you. And also, if you want freshness, go get yourself some cologne. I mean, Jake has hosted some of the cologne on this show. Like, why not go get some cologne, put it on your neck, and then at least get the women to go, oh yeah. Now, come on, it's common sense. Everything is common sense nowadays. Come on, we got to do something about it. Now, this year, the boys need to do one thing. And if you guys don't want to listen, I'll send Dave Brigga in to coach the Jets, and he'll turn you boys into bloodthirsty animals.
Hey,
you know what I mean
Beast.
by animals?
Beast, how did Dave Brigga win you over? You were very anti-Brigga.
Well, I'll tell you what. He's a good OG. I can't take nothing away from that poor man. And after all, him and Gary gave the best heavyweight fight. And the next time that fight ever goes down, let's sponsor Pop Secret Popcorn. Get the best in the house. Hey,
people walked on the moon, correct?
Yeah.
Prove your claim.
It's not my claim, it's history's claim. You're an ignorant person. I was there. I know when.
You were on the moon?
You just don't believe it.
Give me the evidence that people walked on the moon.
You don't make any sense.
All I'm asking you for is evidence.
You don't believe in achievement.
This is irrational. You're acting like an irate 5-year-old.
Listen to me, big mouth.
Dave Brigga, walk like a man. It's not my claim. It's not my burden.
You said you went to college. They teach you nothing?
Shut up.
Don't tell me to shut up.
This is
He thinks that Gary needs more shots upside his head. This cowboy hates when you don't believe in achievement. Well, they call him One Punch Brigga. The moon landing was free. They call him One Punch Brigga. His claim is not too dirty. Call him One Punch Brigga. Hated jokes just like his ass. One Punch Brigga. Those that know they need one. Yeah.
That was
You don't believe
That
in
was
achievement,
something.
Gary. You don't believe in achievement.
Clearly not. I'm not exactly sure what that means. But I am a Jets fan, a Nets fan, and a Mets fan. So why would I believe in achievement, Jake? Why would
You
I?
definitely don't. I'm a Jets fan. I don't believe in it.
There'd be no reason to.
No.
Now substitute the Yankees for the Mets. And how you feeling as a sports fan?
Even more depressed than normal.
But at least we got Soto, and the Yankees are on EBT, so they couldn't afford him.
I mean, if that's how you want to spin it, be my guess.
I was spinning it and like that in Bobby's show, and Yankee fans were getting irritated. And we don't call them the Yankees anymore. We just call them the broke ass Yankees.
Ah, of course.
Broke ass Yankees.
Yeah.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
South Philly wrote in, Briga plays golf with planets. Mama Beastbreaker, need a monthly Briga's Achievement Award. Maybe Charles can win it this month with a job. I love that idea. The Day Briga Monthly Achievement Award, given each month to the Asmaniac that perform the best at their job.
If we're gonna start naming awards after people like the Hakeem Olajuwon Award for Defensive Player of the Year, the Walter Payton Award for Man of the Year, the Employee of the Month should basically be the Dave Briga Award.
The Dave Briga Award.
I don't agree. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Yeah.
Man, I like that. Dave Briga says these videos are out of control. I think it's just a sign of greatness, Briga. People love you.
I think so.
They do.
Clearly, he's become the people's pick here. He's become the people's choice.
Yes. Gary, good call. You have a magical day, all right?
You too, Jake.
Gas station pizza is better than a Big Mac.
All right, show is winding down. Get a raffle entry if you haven't, so I can add more prizes to this week's raffle. Darrell Revis helmet and Rex Ryan are the top two prizes in the Asmaniac raffle. Have you bought your draft ticket yet? Click the link in the description and get your ticket to join us at Clinton Hall. It's going to be a party. It's going to be a blast. Your general admission ticket includes a free complimentary beer, wine, or seltzer, and an automatic entry into our raffle where you have a chance to win a signed Sauce Gardner jersey, signed Joe Klecko jersey, signed Nick Mangold jersey, and a signed Jermaine Johnson jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is a man who won his matchup yesterday by the largest margin of victory in Asmaniac Madness history. That, of course, is the number three seed in the Train region, Mr. Bonesy.
The only thing better than all them shoes is Joey D, cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
Yo.
Is that Lola?
That is Lola.
Wow, she's getting big. Hi, Lola.
Say hi.
Aw.
Lola, say hi.
Hello.
Hi, Lola.
Give me your best Jets chant. Go ahead.
Yeah. Great job, Lola. Love
And
it.
I still got this sick pup next to me.
Sonny.
We're just over here giggling from Gator's greatness.
Do the kids like the One Punch Burger song?
Yes. Lola was going like this on my lap. One punch Briga. And you know, Gator said a comment, and it was, JJ is Allen if Allen was a Jets fan. I just found that so funny. I just thought that was great. Mommy's not here yet. Just wanted to call in and say, what's the battle at right now between Doug and Phil?
55-45. Doug leading Philly Noodles.
So Doug's got it. I mean, look, Doug may not call in as much as Philly now, but Doug is an OG. I mean, Doug's been calling in, since I've been calling in, 2 years running at least. So probably longer than 2 years. And everyone's not just to defend Doug a little bit. Everyone's always calling him lazy and he's on the couch. It's like Doug got off the couch and he was done with the couch and we forced his ass back on the couch. We were like, Doug, What are you calling in from this plain room, bro? I don't even know who you are. People were like throwing their towels at him when he wasn't calling in from the couch. So, shout out to Doug for sticking on the couch. We love you, bro.
Doug on the couch. Look, he's a great caller, and the OGs we've seen in this tournament, Bonesy, have done incredibly well. Even if they haven't called in a lot lately, they've all, for the most part, have won.
And it should be like that because that's how this show rolls. You know, we have a lot of veterans, and I mean, look at people like June the GM had a good battle, and he's fresh, he's new. You know, he almost he couldn't even call in. You know,
JJ hadn't called in months, and narrowly he comes back and he still won. That's crazy.
Right. That was, and I got a new analogy to stump all the Aaron Rodgers haters. I can't wait to talk to Shine and 3 Sibs J because my question is if you only got this season to win now, right? Last NFL season, who's your quarterback? You only got this one season. You going with Rodgers? You going with Fields to give you a best chance to win a chip in a one season wonder? You know, if you say Fields, then you're just trolling. That's how I look at it.
You know where I stand now, Bonesy. Before you go, there's a guy on the line who's flailing his arms trying to get on to say hi to you. Not just you though, but specifically the 2 people seated next to you.
You say I love Bobby.
Hello.
I love Bobby.
Say it again.
Hi, guy. Hi, Gino. Not Gino.
I love Bobby.
You hear him?
Yeah. And where's Lola? Hi, Lola. How you doing, sweetie?
Say hi to Bobby.
You're growing up so much. You're growing up to be a big girl. How old are you now? 3?
Answer. How old are you?
3.
3. And then, what's his name again, the young guy?
Sonny.
Sonny. Hi, Sonny. Yeah, Sonny's a good guy.
Sonny's grinding on the game. He's over here playing Roblox on the TV. Just
Roblox.
Living the dream of getting to stay home from school for a week.
What
Lola's showing you her little foot.
Oh, look at that little foot. She's growing up so big. And what was he's sick about? What did he have?
He had a stomach bug. He's literally just still going to the bathroom and I don't know, man.
It happened.
We couldn't send him in because he's literally going every like hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, no, I know that stuff was traveling around her. So
he can't fake that.
Yeah, I like talking to you, Bones. You know that. Yeah.
Well, can you just say hi to Bobby? He loves you so much.
Yeah. Hi, Lola.
Don't talk to the baby voice like you're 1 year old.
Oh,
let me see where. Oh, here's my first kid. Hold on, let me grab him.
Oh, the oldest one.
Yeah, the oldest one. The oldest one right here.
Oh, I know. That's Rex. Hi, Rex.
Rexy boy, my man.
Yeah, he's looking good.
He's a real Jets fan.
Daddy.
Yes.
Bonesy Rex.
Bonesy Rex. I like that.
Yeah, there's Rex Ryan right there. Does she still sing my songs when you play for her?
She does, but she hasn't heard them in a little while. We got to play some. She used to sing. I have the video of her singing in the car, Bobby.
I remember you showed me that one too.
Yep.
Oh yeah. You know what time it is. You tried to throw him away, but this man's coming back. Sometimes he's fat or thin. That waistband makes him slim. He's got the fix you need. They call him sexy, Rexy.
Fuck Gruden, he's no jet. I'm here to crack some skulls. I'll turn these boys to men. This team is stacked with pros. Hire me, you won't break your purse. But I'm here to break the curse. They call me sexy, Rexy. Fuck all you naysayers.
Ooh, sexy. Ooh, he's such a Rexy, sexy. Ooh, he's such a Rexy, sexy. Ooh, he's such a Rexy, sexy. He's such a Rexy.
That's my bad, Bonesy. I forgot the Rex song had curses in it. I thought it was bleeped. I really did. I saw you put Rex on the screen, your dog, and I'm like, oh, this is a great time to play this. The kids will love it. I forgot it. Get it over. I thought it was bleeped. That's my bad. I swear. That's tough. Man. All right. Great call, Bonesy. Love the fab. All right, 2 left that I got to get out of here before our show this afternoon. Adam is too cool. What's up, Adam?
Hey, just wanted to thank you. We're almost done with the first round of the ASMANIAC Madness, and it's been unreal. This has been so much fun.
Adam, you're going to be in it next year, man. But I'm glad you've been enjoying it. It's giving us something to look forward to every day, even when it's a little slow in the news cycle right now.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe, but like after the round one finishes very soon, probably tomorrow, right? That's halfway. Everything's going to start speeding up. Like people got to go in and vote every day, or like it really gets defined now. Like we're halfway through it, believe it or not. If you look at all the matches,
it goes quick, right? We go from 32 to 16 to 8 to 4 to 2.
Yeah. So anyway, this is awesome. Looking forward to it. I think the Brig is on a run. It'll be really interesting to see how that transpires. So I'm excited about that.
Briga is, to me, the top storyline of the opening round.
Totally. You always got your Cinderella. So it's pretty cool. In terms of anything Jets related, I usually like to bring up something Jets related on this. There's been some really funny memes on when the Jets are going to win the Super Bowl, according to ChatGPT. I don't know if you've seen some of those memes.
I
where
did.
It's
Yeah. Was it like 2060? And there were like
Yeah,
two teams
that
that didn't
sounds
even
about
exist.
right.
It
Yeah.
was like there were 2 teams that didn't even exist yet that will win the Super Bowl before the Jets do, according to
Austin
ChatGPT.
has a football team. I think Austin's going to have an NFL team at that point, and some other teams. So I thought that was really funny. So I thought I'd bring that up. But anyway, great job on the first round by everybody. This has been an incredible journey. Good experience.
Adam, great call, man. Appreciate it. Super chat I saw here from John. Gary talks like Rodney Mullen. Gary, would you agree? Yeti says, I don't gift, sorry, but can we get Papa Jet and Lowski a membership? Yeah, the fact that King Lowski doesn't have a membership is crazy. A bunch of people's memberships expired. We'll get it back. We need some people to gift away, and we'll be there. Angela says, Lowski gonna sleep that old man. I don't know, man. Look, do I think King Lowski got a chance to win? Absolutely. But it'll be fascinating to see if the Cinderella that is Dave Briga could really go on a deep, deep run. Ladies and gentlemen, our last caller is on the line. Purple Belt Mike. Hello, Mike. How was the overnight shift?
Terrible. I feel like not good.
When do you start? Like what time?
11 o'clock.
So 11 p.m. to what
7.
time? Like 7 a.m. Damn. You gonna take a nap today? Like what's the rest of the day like now?
I just woke up.
Okay, so you got off work, you got home, you slept, and now you're just getting up.
I got up 15 minutes ago, yeah.
Wow.
I was going to shower, but I want to hop on the show first.
You were inspired by Bobby Midnight. You're like, I don't need the shower.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I got to watch the show, too, because I saw Fields had the interview. You played the interview, I'm assuming.
Yep. We did the raffle at the top, too. Unfortunately, you didn't win, but.
That's all right. I've won before.
You won one of the best prizes we've ever given, right? The Namath helmet.
Yeah, the best helmet. The best prize. Sorry. Yeah. I just wanted to call in to congratulate Doug. Doug's the man. So, congrats on the W, bro.
You believe in Doug. Doug has your vote.
I didn't even vote, actually. Shit, I forgot. But it doesn't matter.
Well, you still can. The poll is still open till after you're done calling.
Yeah. They're both good dudes, though. But
I agree.
Dude, I am done.
I can see that.
I'm like seeing blur.
Why don't you go take another nap, all right?
Yeah, I think I might.
All right, V-Man's up this afternoon, all right? Be inspired by him. He loves to sleep.
Yeah, I'll be better later.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Purple Belt Mike.
Excuse me.
Now, some of you are probably wondering, why would he play a Gorman fart there? Well, we have a saying on the show, right? The saying is, it ain't over until Charles Gorman farts. As I knock myself off the air because StreamYard's still dealing with tech issues, it is over. We have declared a winner in ASMANIAC Madness in our matchup this morning. It is Doug on the couch defeating Philly Noodles 55-44 in our Tournament of Champions. 542 votes were cast, but only one Asmaniac can move on. And the guy that is moving on is officially Doug on the couch. So here's what that means. We have just one matchup left in the round of 64. And it's this afternoon. The 2 seed, V-Man. The 15 seed, Charlie the Dog Groomer. One Asmaniac will advance. And then the stage will be set for the round of 32, which will start tomorrow, featuring the number 1 overall seed, Charles Eugene M. Gorman, versus Johnny Boy in a matchup guaranteed to make you want to wipe your derriere.
Charles, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just working my ass right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Can't wait. Hit the like button if you haven't. Congrats again to Doug. Great win by him. Philly Noodles, you're a tremendous caller. Like if we did this tournament a year from now when you're more of an OG at that point, I think you'll be seated a lot higher and have a better chance to win. Rich says, hit the like on the way out. He's right. And more importantly, please subscribe. Remind you to get the show in podcast form if you haven't. Another way to listen. Thank you all. Get your draft ticket. Continue to support the channel. Grateful for all of you. Good to meet some of you yesterday at that watch party I did with ESPN New York. On that note, that does it for me, folks. JETS. Jets, Jets, Jets. Let's hope the Jets don't stink for once. Wouldn't that be nice? Until then, we'll be here each and every day. All right. You all have a great day. My name is Jake Asman. This has been the Jake Asman Show. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone. And we'll talk to you around 4 p.m. Eastern today, by the way, for our second show. Ryan Sampson from the New York Post Gangs All Here podcast. He's going to join us then. So we'll talk to you then. All right. Farewell. Go Jets. Lane wants to know, are you in college?
I graduated from college.
Did you go to college with Knoble?
No, I did not. I did not go to college with Knoble.
Lane wrote in, can you cut him off? Lane's had enough of you.
Gee, thanks, Lane. I appreciate it.
Losing Lane is like when you lose Cronkite, you know? You lose the country. That's like Lane Kerner here. You lose the Lane train, you lose the country.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'll just kick off Charles. Anyway, how do you feel about Al-Azhar?
Wait, Lane, hold on. What did Charles say specifically that irked you?
That whole rapping thing, I did not get. Yeah, so how do you feel about Al-Azhar? I don't know when the first preseason game is. Let me get to the paper. A lot of Olympic coverage. Oh, Texas and Bears. I hope the Bears win. Bye-bye. Thank you for taking my call.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Lane train. As electric as ever. Kings stay kings.
Just put myself in these goddamn situations.
Yeah.